Morgan some love.
I just wish she was a little more discerning sometimes. Just a little bit.
I mean, it's funny you didn't want it in the chat, but they saved the guest spots.
Oh, but I mean,
opened with that.
The thing is, I didn't name names.
Nope.
I didn't even mention pronouns. So for all you know, I could be talking about Heather, and she's right here.
Fucking Heather.
She knows I'm not talking about her. But then people would have to go and watch the guest moment, and then they would have to put it together of the timing of when Morgan was also streaming and
that's
all that.
impossible. They ain't doing that.
I mean, who's going to put that much work into it? You do make a fair point, but at the same time, like, who's going to do that much work?
I was just saying it as a joke. I just thought it was kind of funny.
I know no, but for real
it's just
though,
very
like,
ironic.
If it was in the chat though, it would be easier
it would have been
to line up with the timing. Because, so I'm
no,
going to
so
go
I was
by.
talking about Mel Brooks.
We weren't talking about you, vampires.
So, no, they told me they weren't going to be here long already.
Okay, Mel Brooks. What about?
So, you know the World War Z, right?
Have
you ever heard of World War Z?
Brad Pitt?
The book? Well, yeah, it was a movie too.
His son wrote it.
His son wrote it.
Whose son?
Mm-hmm.
Mel Brooks's.
Mel Brooks' son, Max.
Oh,
Max
what?
Brooks. Yep,
Crazy.
That's his son. I thought that was really cool. What was the other thing that I thought was really cool? So I'm playing Saints Row 3, right? And you can give your gang, like, a special, like hand sign whenever you see them, they do it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're always in, like, clusters of, like, 20, so they all do it at the same time, which is funny. And there's a movement called the Scroob.
Okay.
I was dying when I saw it. I was like, okay, I'm going to do that. I wish I had caught in the video capture of it, but I walk up to, like, a group of, like, yeah, exactly. I walk up to a group of, like, 20 of them, and they all synced up and did it at the same time. And so it was like the actual scene from the movie. I couldn't help it. I was dying. I was laughing so hard I had to stop playing. Oh, it was good.
So wait a minute.
How's California?
I missed the link between World War Z and this game.
Oh, there isn't. I was just saying that was his son. It was another funny thing.
Was there? All right. There was no segue.
I mean, there's zombies in that game too.
Tangential. It was quite warm here today in the hot part of the day. There are people who would tell you that it's still warm, but for me, this is comfortable.
Was it like 70s? 80s?
It's probably in the 80s. Well, according to my computer, it's 76.
73 here.
Wait, no.
Nice.
76 is the low. Wait, it's 94 degrees right now? Is that what that means? It's 94.
What?
Oh, it's 94 degrees right now. Wait.
Do y'all get dry heat more?
It's all dry heat. Oh, yeah, it's 94.
Oh, Mediterranean climate. I wish to know what that's like. Because most times it's humid here.
35 degrees Celsius. So I would say my happy place is like 30, 32, 33 degrees Celsius. And for people who are more familiar with Fahrenheit, I like the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm.
I loved Texas for the heat.
It depends on the conditions. I would be maybe a bit upper 70s.
Well, it's got to be dry heat for it to be that hot for me. I mean, sure, there's going to be other factors.
I will say this, air conditioning saved the South. That's all I'll say.
Well, air conditioning is the only reason we've been able to settle all the different climates we've been able to settle. That air conditioning.
That's what really won the West.
That
air
literally. Air conditioning.
And
literally
even
You haven't
one
seen the
voice.
drunk
influence
history episode on it.
I believe
Or
Reagan
the
was
one on
helped
how
by air
whores built the
conditioning.
West. And it's not even a joke.
It's not.
Oh, whores and atoms push the economy.
No, yeah, they're. Adam Ruins Everything does an entire episode on it too, where he's like, "No,
Oh,
you want to know
really?
what won the West?"
Yeah.
And it was a central air conditioner wearing a
Yeah.
cowboy hat, and it was like,
That's
too much.
it.
But
Wait
yeah,
a minute.
no,
And then there was like a guy on a horse, and he wasn't he talking about like how the old tropes of like spaghetti westerns is like
Yeah, that was all
nothing
from
was-
like traveling
not
gunslinger shows.
it was
And
not a
none of it was accurate.
not representative of cowboys at all.
No.
Like
What is more accurate?
What's
what?
more accurate?
what's
Well-
more accurate? Well, I don't know that there is a more accurate representation in
well-
Hollywood.
My grandfather and his brother growing up, they watched Bonanza, Gunsmoke, all these westerns. And
Oh yeah.
Spaghetti
Those are
westerns, yeah.
Spaghetti westerns. Those are exactly the types of shows we're talking about.
That's
that
literally
push
what we're
the
talking about.
inaccurate Hollywood tropes of the white
Yeah.
cowboy. There were hardly
When-
any white cowboys.
Yeah, they were mostly Californios.
They were mostly
or
Mexicans. Yeah, vaqueros.
Yeah.
Or black.
Well, I mean, Spaniards are white too. So
Okay, European.
Let's go
I
with
guess.
Latin
Like,
descent. Let's just go with Latin descent.
Lighter
Like,
skinned folk.
Yeah.
I don't know.
and there's
They're
different
just-
groups. There's Catalan.
I think you're doing what you do, Heather, where you boil it down
I
Well-
know, but
and you
just
get
like
it
the
you get it
big-
right to the pan, and I don't need right to the pan. But the fact is that like yeah, most cowboys weren't white because
Light skinned. Light
Yeah.
skinned. Light skinned. Light skinned. Of light-skinned Europeans and colonial settlers
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff.
there
so
was some settlement much later on, though, from people that traveled westward, and then you hear all.
well the
these
other thing
terrible
too,
stories.
Heather, that you have to remember is cowboy was a career. It was
Yeah, it
it
was.
wasn't just every Tom, Dick, and Harry running around on a fucking horse. Cowboy was the title for people who were ranchers or ranch hands. So they were usually like based at a ranch working, and they were working stiffs. They were fucking poor
Or
as shit.
They traveled. They traveled
Yeah.
with the herds.
They
so
were
a lot of them
traveling with
came
the work.
Through. So and when you,
And then
I'm
barbed
sure
wire.
most of them. I'm sure most of them did honest work, but along with vagrant kind of work, you're gonna get
Yeah.
these bad apples, and I'm sure
And-
that there were reputations.
Absolutely.
Mountains made out of
Unbridled.
molehills on these characters. Yeah.
But at the same time, when you're watching those spaghetti westerns, or like any Clint
my dad
Eastwood,
watches Lone Ranger all the time.
Oh. See,
Every time
I like the Clint Eastwood
Tonto,
ones, The Man with No
like-
Name.
Oh
but-
God! Like every time Tonto starts talking, it's like
It's
they're-
so racist.
Fucking Native Americans do not speak English like fucking cavemen. Okay, like
It's so racist.
it is.
Charles
super racist.
Bronson, I think, had a part in some of the earlier ones, some of the other westerns. He would play like a native person, although.
Well, that was the thing too. Like
Well, he could pass
you
as
just
native.
didn't give that
That's
to those
another-
people.
That's another level of whitewashing that Hollywood
Yeah.
did. That
Well, he
Yeah.
was a Lipka
Another
Tartar
layer.
descent. That's why he could pass as that.
But that
Well,
doesn't matter. It
the
doesn't
thing-
matter.
that whole
the
idea
point
of
about where
passing
the westerns aren't accurate.
then just
Like,
multiple layers of the same issue. Same issue.
yeah.
Ugh.
Or they worked with what they had, or could get.
Honestly,
That's
if
the
you
thing,
want the
is
most
like,
accurate,
yeah.
Django Unchained is probably your most accurate for what it was like being a bounty hunter.
Except for the
Except for the-
sunglasses.
Yeah.
They didn't have
Well, no, those did
sunglasses.
exist. No, those
no,
did exist.
No, not during
Not
that
like
time.
that.
Not those
Not like
kinds
that.
of sunglasses.
Yeah.
Right.
But they did
those
have
were
sunglasses back
historically-
then, but they were
those sunglasses
different.
he
Oh,
wore
yeah,
were
yeah.
historically inaccurate. The music was obviously modern, you know.
yeah, no.
Yeah, but my
But-
mom loved it. Who wouldn't
It's
love
great.
it?
It
Samuel L. Jackson plays the
was
most
so good.
hateable
God.
house N-word.
Oh my god.
Well, yeah.
Oh!
Mm.
Talk
I
about
didn't.
your Uncle
It took me a while
Tom!
to figure out it was him. And my mom said, "Yeah, that's him." I was like, I was trying to figure it
Oh,
out.
he did such a good job in the role.
Oh, and you
Crushed it.
For people who
Painful to watch.
don't know every bit of trivia about the behind the scenes in that film. During the scene where Leo DiCaprio smashed
Yeah.
his hand on the glass,
Yeah.
actually for real cut his hand on the glass and was bleeding, and he played it through the scene.
And they kept it because
Yep.
they were just
That's true
just
skill.
so impressed with his professionalism in the face of it.
Getting into the character, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Didn't he win for that one?
No, I don't think he did.
No,
I mean,
he was nominated because of it.
Oscar wise, no. He had to
Yeah.
he had to do the Revenant for that.
Yep, that's what it was. That's what it was. He
My
was
buddy-
nominated, he didn't win. That was one of those ones that he was nominated and lost.
My buddy, who's like